Tonight on Bridge City News, government officials have announced they have finally reached a proposed arrangement in the dispute over the pipeline in Wet'suwet'en Traditional Territory. 13 members of a Medicine Hat charity group have been detained in Ethiopia. They are denying allegations of practicing medicine without permission. And as the coronavirus outbreak continues to spread, we'll show you how churches in Asia are responding.
Your nation, your province, your southern Alberta. From the heart of Lethbridge, it's Bridge City News with Paul Arthur.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. The charity group Canadian Humanitarian is disputing allegations that its staff members who are detained in Ethiopia were practicing medicine without permission. 13 Canadians who work with the Medicine Hat Alberta-based organization are among 15 people being detained. They are also accused of dispensing expired medication. The charity says the group is made up of doctors and other medical professionals who jump through every possible bureaucratic hoop to provide care. It's working with Global Affairs Canada and the Canadian Embassy in Ethiopia to resolve the issue. Well, it is March 1st, and with spring on the way, it also means the beginning of construction season. Construction crews will return to work on the University Drive twinning project starting tomorrow. For now, it will be mainly underground utility work, but as things warm up, construction will shift to twinning University Drive from Grand River Boulevard to Sunridge Boulevard. This includes the reconstruction of the Sunridge Boulevard roundabout. Residents can expect delays in this area over the construction season. That project is expected to be complete by November of this year. And another sign of spring, starting tomorrow, you will be able to book city picnic shelters. The city of Lethbridge has 8 picnic shelters that can now be reserved online. In past years, reservations had to be done either in person or over the phone. Residents can also book arenas and sports fields and register for Helen Schuler Nature Center programs at leisure.lethbridge.ca. What a weekend it's been for the Lethbridge College men's volleyball team. They made it to the gold medal match last night in the provincial championships, coming up just short, taking the silver medal after losing a hard-fought match 3-1 to Red Deer. However, the team did qualify, along with Red Deer, to play in the national championship tournament 2 weeks from now in Fredericton, New Brunswick. Believe it or not, March 1st marks the start of wildfire season in Alberta. Our season begins 1 month earlier than in other jurisdictions. Alberta Forestry Minister Devin Dreeshen says more than 70% of Alberta wildfires last year were caused by humans. They are often started by an out-of-control campfire or a spark from an off-highway vehicle. Last fire season, 989 wildfires burned more than 883,000 hectares in Alberta. Federal Crown Indigenous Relations Minister Carolyn Bennett and British Columbia Indigenous Relations Minister Scott Fraser have announced they have reached a proposed arrangement in a dispute about the pipeline being built across Wet'suwet'en Traditional Territory. However, they would not give any details on the proposal, saying it first has to be reviewed. Chief Wass says it represents an important milestone for everyone involved. Coastal GasLink says it will resume construction in northern BC tomorrow after the 4-day pause. The dispute has spurred solidarity protests that have disrupted passenger and freight train service across Canada over the last 3 weeks. 3 new COVID-19 cases were announced yesterday in the Greater Toronto area. Health officials say 2 of the patients, both women, had recently traveled to Iran, while a 3rd man is married to one of the women who did. All 3 are in self-isolation at home. Meanwhile, the Vancouver Coastal Health Region also announced a new coronavirus case yesterday, raising Canada's total to 20. Conservative Party leader Andrew Scheer says he believes the federal government needs a special department to deal with the coronavirus threat. Scheer says that other countries appear to be ahead of the curve and that the federal government should have an entire department that's prepared for that threat. He suggested it has been difficult to get answers from the government. Scheer also questions whether sufficient tools are in place to help people returning from countries where new cases have been identified. Joe Biden says he can unite America. The confident Democrat scored a decisive victory in South Carolina's Democratic primary. His win could force moderate rivals out of the race and blunt the rise of progressive leader Bernie Sanders. But Sanders told ABC's This Week that he's got the right message to win the U.S. presidency. Biden's advantage is that he's a former vice president under Barack Obama.
And we are very much alive. Folks, as we celebrate tonight here in Columbia, Let me talk directly to Democrats across America, especially those who will be voting on Super Tuesday. This is the moment to choose the path forward for our party. This is the moment, and it's arrived. Maybe sooner than anyone guessed it would, but it's here. And the decisions Democrats make all across America in the next few days will determine what this party stands for, what we believe, and what we'll get done. If Democrats nominate me, I believe we can beat Donald Trump. Keep Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives as Speaker, and take back the United States Senate. So join us. My fellow Democrats across America, join us. And the way we do this is by bringing Americans together of every race, ethnicity, gender, economic station, Democrats, Republicans, Independents, people of every stripe. Look, just like we did here in South Carolina. And like we can do across the entire country on Tuesday and beyond. Folks, win big or lose, that's the choice. Most Americans don't want the promise of revolution. They want more than promises, they want results.
As the COVID-19 epidemic spreads in Singapore, Hong Kong, and South Korea, it presents a challenge to churches who usually congregate together. Many churches are fighting the virus by having pastors wear masks during church services and educating parishioners on disease prevention. And they are also doing more online services. Corrine Tung from the Global News Alliance has the story.
It's the first time we're having all our main services streamed online.
我们第一次将我们主要的崇拜都放在线上直播了。
As the COVID-19 epidemic spreads in Singapore, Hong Kong, and South Korea, churches are fighting the virus by having pastors wear masks during church services and educating congregants on disease prevention. Many large churches also halted live services and shifted online to weather this epidemic together.
很像在这个时候呢，我们发现呢，弟兄姐妹不可以聚会呢，但是这是祭司跟利未人起来的时刻，我们就在圣所，就在院子里面，我们来敬拜我们的神，然后我们把我们的敬拜呢直播到我们的弟兄姐妹的手机啊、电脑里边，让他们可以同时跟我们一起心连心的来看。
In Taiwan, churches are even more cautious in epidemic prevention, including taking people's temperatures and sanitizing handrails every 15 minutes. Some churches even have infrared cameras to handle large numbers of people on Sundays. Some churches with over 1,000 members encourage people who aren't well or have traveled overseas to stay home and worship online. With the temporary call to worship at home, caring for people's spiritual growth is a challenge.
重要是在这个时候能够用神的爱来连结，不要忘记了在这个时候，其实更是基督徒活出爱心的时候。所以我们要把握机会，当大家都觉得要躲避起来保守自己的安全的同时，我觉得我们更是要有爱心的行动。一通电话，一个 Line， 用各样的方式去关心我们的家人，甚至陌生人，都是我们应该要做的事。
因为我们是把它假设这个疫情是暂时性的，那如果大家不方便来聚会，就透过直播一起来聚会。但期间我们会请我们的小组长或是我们的区牧的部分，透过通讯软体或者是透过电话来彼此关心带导来打气。
趁着这个时候，我们来更多的做个人的牧养的工作。虽然不能面对面，但是太过 high touch， 我们也可以接触到他们了。
Epidemic prevention is a long-term effort. Churches are working hard to comply with official policies and take care of people's spiritual growth at the same time.
Recapping one of our top news stories, government officials have announced they have reached a proposed arrangement in the dispute over the pipeline in Wet'suwet'en Traditional Territory. However, they would not give any details on the proposal, pending a review by the First Nations group. And a look at weekend weather. Clear skies overnight with a west wind gusting from 70 to 90 and a low near -1. For tomorrow, the wind should diminish slightly with gusts from 50 to 70 and a high of 10 degrees. Tamara LaRue is the author of the book Second Chance at Heaven, and she shares part of her amazing story of surviving a suicide attempt. That interview is coming up next. But first, here's a look at what's happening in and around your community.
Here's your Bridge City News community calendar. Men, young and old alike, are invited to come join the Lethbridge Christian Men's Choir. Practices are held every Thursday from 7:30 to 9 p.m. at Trinity Reformed Church. The choir practices are in preparation for spring concerts as well as occasional performances at the hospital and seniors' homes. For more information, call 403-328-7985. The Kinsman Club of Lethbridge invites you to their 6th annual Mardi Gras Charity Gala on Saturday, March 14th at the Sandman Signature Lethbridge Lodge. The evening begins at 5 p.m. where you can enjoy the ambiance of the French Quarter, which will also feature a 5-course Cajun meal, games and entertainment, a silent auction, dance, and much more. Tickets are $80 and can be purchased at eventbrite.ca. Proceeds to go towards the Ready, Set, Go Back to School fair. For event details, visit the Kinsman Club of Lethbridge's Facebook page. And that's your Bridge City News community calendar.